the Senate, Democrats had been preparing amendments to a legislative package that Republicans have been building, but the backlash over the fund and the White House ballroom has led the GOP to punt on voting on the bill for the rest of this month. I want to bring into the conversation Democratic Senator Chris Coons of Delaware. Senator, it's great to see you again. You told our team that you're filing 2 amendments on this bill that has now been, as I mentioned, punted to June. Tell us about those amendments and if you expect them to pass.
Ayman, I was counting on 2 votes tonight on amendments to the reconciliation bill that directly relate to this slush fund, this $1.7 billion weaponization fund. 2 days ago, the acting attorney general was in front of me on the Appropriations Committee. He couldn't answer whether or not those convicted of assaulting police officers here on January 6th would get $1 million payouts, so one of my amendments would prohibit that. He couldn't answer whether President Trump's businesses or family would be eligible for a big payout, so another amendment would answer that issue. Look, reconciliation is this complicated process, but it allows the Republicans to pass with just 50 votes things they otherwise can't do. What were they going to use reconciliation for tonight? $72 billion more for ICE and Border Patrol enforcement. Rather than negotiating with Democrats on a reasonable set of reforms to how they are conducting immigration enforcement, they were going to jam this through. And frankly, I'm relieved that some Republicans have woken up to the fact that funding Trump's billion-dollar golden ballroom or funding Trump's $1.7 billion grievance-fueled fund for payouts is not a good idea when most Americans can't make ends meet, can't meet their bills, and are seeing steadily rising costs for everything from gas at the pump to groceries at the grocery store to family health care and rent.
So let me ask you about that meeting with Todd Blanche. Politico is reporting that the Attorney General, the acting Attorney General, Todd Blanche, had this very highly contentious meeting with Republicans today before it was decided that they would start voting on the bill. Do you have any insight as to what happened? Did Blanche fail to convince his party or the Republican Party to take votes on the fund? Was that a factor?
Well, what I have heard is that it was a very contentious lunch. Dozens of Republicans pressed him for answers on some of the issues I was just talking about, and he was combative, defensive, and as a result, they don't have enough votes to pass reconciliation. So they're going to take the next week and try and see what changes they have to make to the package to get the votes. But I'll remind your viewers, there's still probably enough votes in the Republican caucus to put another $72 billion towards mass deportation. That's still popular with Republicans. It's not popular with the American people because we all saw what happened in Minneapolis, and it was a disgrace. I was responsible, Ayman, for the second largest police department in my state when I was county executive. And we know how to do policing in an appropriate and constitutional way in this country. We just need to adopt standards that say no masks. You have to wear a badge and an ID that shows what agency you're from. You can't run around in like hopped up vehicles and Cabela's gear. You have to present as an officer. There has to be a process for resolving inappropriate use of force, and they can't just kick down doors with an administrative warrant. Our Constitution's Fourth Amendment says there has to be a judicial warrant to get into a residence. That's just a few of the issues. But rather than negotiate with us in good faith, they're going to give ICE and Border Patrol more money than the Marine Corps. And that's a basic disagreement between our parties, and I think something that's broadly unpopular with the American people.
Senator, what does it say to you that Republicans are suddenly feeling squeamish about the ballroom, this so-called slush fund, the billions of dollars that appear to be wasted on vanity projects? Have they finally found their red line with Donald Trump?
Well, they're seeing the same numbers that we are. On a recent Fox News poll, President Trump is the least popular he's been in his second term. And the issues that were winners for him in 24 are losers for him now. Remember, he ran on lowering your costs, making America healthy again, releasing the Epstein files, and no new stupid foreign wars. And he's failing on all of those fronts. So I think this is a symptom, this is a sign that Republicans in the Senate are hearing from their constituents that rather than spending billions on ballrooms and a victory arch and a grievance payout fund, they'd like to see that money spent on their health care, or the president and Republicans focused on lowering their costs. President Trump's completely distracted. He's now seriously talking about starting a war in Cuba when he hasn't even resolved the conflict in Iran. And I think the average American would really rather see him stick to their daily concerns, which is their steadily rising family costs.
All right, Senator Chris Coons, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time today, Senator. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayman.